Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Talk Pause with M and B. I am M,
And B.
and you're with us live once again today. And we're gonna be talking about marital space. And before we do that, please don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel, M and B Live on WhatsApp, and Real Talk Pause with M and B on TikTok. And also try to leave comments. We need comments. We need people to say something. Let us know how we can assist you based on our own experience and our own opinion, but feel free to consult a professional when needed. Okay? Thank you. Now, my love, talking about talking about marital space. We're talking about territories. We're talking about knowing boundaries. Even though in marriage there's no boundaries between, I don't believe there should be a boundary between a husband and a wife, right? But we're talking about general boundaries, and these are things that can cause conflicting issues in marriage. Excuse me, I have to yawn. It's been coming a long time now. Or what cannot play. Yeah, so talking about marriage and marital space, what can you say about that?
Oh, okay. So it's a tricky topic because I think it comes down to the couple, and it comes down to the person as an individual. When I say I want space, I mean I want you in my space. It's not necessarily me meaning that I want to be by myself.
Yes.
That's just me. Like that's my own
definition.
Yeah, exactly. For me.
Okay, so sorry to cut you in, cut you short. Let me ask you this. So in other words, it's not necessary. It doesn't necessarily have to be a space whereby you have to be away from your spouse, or like, do you think it's even healthy for you to tell your husband and your wife, please, I need my space. I need a little space to clear my head, probably after a long argument or a fight or something, anything, and you just want to just have a quiet time alone? Is it advisable?
That's the thing. Like, I think like a danger space there of getting yes, you have your space. I think it has to be, in my opinion anyway, there should be like a time.
Okay.
A time, because what if you say, give me my space, and then it's 12 o'clock at night and you're still having space, and like how much space, things you need to work.
Don't be a smart ass right now, baby. Don't be.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that yes, you're gonna have your space if you want to have your space, but I think there should be kind of a time limit where there's just like, okay, let's get together again once we've calmed down for whatever reason the fight was about, and let's talk things through. I mean, I'm a strong believer, and the word does say that you should never go to bed angry.
Yes. Never go.
As a married couple, you should never go to bed.
Never.
Because it's just gonna add up to another day of anger,
sadness,
and
boringness.
your day is not gonna be the best. So
yes.
I've seen on like TikTok and stuff like that where Christian couples do abide by that rule, and it's like, don't go to sleep angry, and the couples are still awake at 3 or 4 in the morning because they're still angry at
which is funny, because it still boils down to the same thing we're saying. You don't want to tell each other,
exactly.
I don't want to tell you I need space, but at the same time, we're not talking to each other. We're not having the space. We're having the space. We're not saying we're having the space. We're just saying we can't sleep as long as we're arguing, we can't sleep until we resolve it. And then you stay awake till 3 a.m. What I feel like that's you lying to yourself, because at that point, you're still having grudges in your heart.
I think if the other person does need that space, sorry, my love, I think maybe go to another room, but give yourself a kind of time limit, because you want to come back. to each other and work things out. You want to talk things through, and if you have to say I'm sorry, apologize. If you're always having to, also there has to be understanding of one another, and make sure you realize or try to feel what the other person is feeling and understand their point of view. So I think when you say space, I think there should be some kind of time limit.
Okay. We're gonna have to also make room for people to comment on this. Please, this is why we need your comments. We need to know.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to relate to what you're going through. How are you handling this situation with the whole marital space thing? I don't know if even that word is somehow, because there shouldn't be a space. Bible says where a man shall join with his wife, and the two shall become one. And the two shall become one means you guys are one, so there's nothing like space anymore. There's no such thing as
and
space.
That's why I said like my kind of space is you being in my space.
Okay, but that's what the Lord expects us to do. That's the truth. That's
exactly
what we should do.
And I think I appreciate mostly, let's say, if I was in the bedroom and I wanted, like I say, even if I did say I want space, I would expect you to come into the bedroom and cuddle me and let's try and work things out, make the atmosphere playful, then
that's the thing, baby. That's the thing. You see, you want this, and I want something else too. As a man, I want to pride in my ego. My ego naturally comes out as a man, even though I love you, but I feel like why should I be the one coming to apologize to you? But even though
no. Okay, so that's what I was trying to get
at. I'm coming. I understand what you're saying. What you're saying, but I'm just trying to drive a point home. And then I say, you know what? Nah, she's fine. She's gonna figure it out. And you see, the problem keeps growing. So it boils down to both parties seeing that they have a role to play in making things right. Like you have to balance the equation. And what I mean by that is, even in my ego, I should be able to come into the room and look at you and say, really, you want to keep going like this? Maybe give you something to talk about so we can resolve our issues. Like I said, babe, we can't keep fighting like this. You two can be like, babe, I'm sorry. See, this is marriage. Yes, a man is always supposed to say I'm sorry to his wife, but that sometimes when a man feels like being stupid, sorry to use the word, if the woman wants her home to work too, she can also be the one to come and say, baby, you know what?
Yes,
I love you. I'm sorry.
100%.
I know.
Exactly. And the thing is that sometimes there's some women that feel like they're entitled and say, well, I shouldn't have to say sorry. And that's where you go wrong. That's where a lot of women go wrong, because it is okay. And when I want my own space, this is vice versa. So if you were to go into the bedroom and say, I need my space, I would go in there too and try to work things out and say, I'm sorry. Sometimes as women, we are prideful too. We have our own egos too. Sure. And I think you fail if your thinking is, well, I don't have to say sorry. Why should I have to say sorry? No, you're wrong. I'm sorry. I know that I'm a woman too, but sisters, girls out there, it's okay to say sorry. It's okay to say you're wrong.
Are you hearing this, ladies?
Yes.
Are you listening, ladies?
Get off your high horse
and say you're sorry
if you need to. Accept that you're being wrong. Because I know as women, we are emotional. We are all overthinkers, no matter what anyone says.
Forget about what you're seeing on social media and TikTok. They keep telling you the man has to do this.
And it's okay
and this
to
is
say
destroy homes. It's okay.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. It's good for a man to say I'm sorry. Because it's in our nature.
But it goes both ways, my love.
To protect, to love, to care for our wives. But we have feelings too.
Exactly. My point exactly.
You know the kind of man you married. So if you trigger your man and you expect him not to get angry, then shame on you. And if you see him angry and you're expecting him to say, I'm sorry to you, then double shame on you.
100%.
It's as simple as you not realizing that at that point your man needs you to call him back to order. That's why you guys are one.
Exactly. And
that's how I see it.
To be in the end, you are meant to be your man's peace.
Thank you.
And if we get it wrong,
complement each other. We must complement each other. We always say this. We've said this before in our previous podcast. Love and relationship has to do with you complementing one another. And that means you saying sorry when you need to say sorry, him saying sorry when he needs to say sorry. When one of you decides not to say sorry, the other one can summon the courage to do it, regardless of the gender, whether the male or the female.
Yes. Exactly, my love. And the thing is that saying sorry, it doesn't mean that you're weak.
No.
It actually means that you are maturing and accepting that you've done wrong, and that you want to grow. You want to make that change, so you're not
tearing apart the relationship, but you're trying to make it work. Trying to get better.
Exactly. Because the thing is that if you continue with that pride, that ego that as women we have also, you're never going to have peace, because your ego and your pride is just too much. And so I'm saying, ladies, it's okay to say sorry and accept that you're wrong sometimes. When you know that you're wrong, it's okay to say that to your man, because it's going to make him love you more. He's going to appreciate you more. Do you know what I mean? He's going to appreciate you more, because it's true. We are quick to talk and quick to, yes. And it's okay.
I ain't saying nothing.
And this coming from a woman. There's some ladies out there that need to get off their high horse and their entitlements.
Really.
I'm sorry, this might strike a nerve, but get over yourself.
Of course.
Love your man. Love your man. Bring him peace.
And in line with what my wife is saying, brothers too, let this not be a tool for you to be stupid and disrespectful.
Exactly. Don't take advantage.
You need to love, respect, care, and protect your wife. That's why we're here. Love and protect our home.
Exactly.
When your wife is going through the stress of taking care of you, don't think it's your right because you married her, so she's gonna be your slave for the rest of her life. You both have to play a part in the marriage. You have to keep showing her love, reminding her of how strong she is, telling her how beautiful she is, even when she looks ragged in a stressed out situation. Keep telling her, girl, don't worry, you look perfect in my eyes. You're the most beautiful woman in the entire world. A woman wants to hear these things to keep going. These things are the things that fuel their engines. While it is so, it's because you cannot take away everything from them. You cannot take away their free time and keep them at home, taking care of the kids while they're out there working. And then the little thing they enjoy, which is your time and your love, you're not giving it anymore. So what's the point of respecting you? Respect goes hand in hand with action. You earn it. You earn your respect. And don't get me wrong, a bad woman is a bad woman, a bad man is a bad man. If your woman is doing all she can to make your home work, you should do all you can to make her happy. But if it's a woman that is not giving you peace of mind and you're doing your best to make it work, that is understandable. That you need serious counseling. But when you have a woman who is being submissive, honoring you as a wife, and doing her best to make sure that this marriage works, what is the problem? What kind of space do you need? Even if you guys have an argument or a problem or a challenge, you must always find a common ground to make it work. You have to find even after the heated arguments, find a common ground. I'm telling you from experience, it hasn't been easy, but especially for interracial couples. This podcast is mainly for you guys. When you're having an issue with someone that loves you, know that this person loves you. This person doesn't hate you. The fact that you guys are arguing probably is because this person is over caring, over clingy, or just entirely protective of what is hers or his. So it's quite understandable. But in a case whereby the both of you are together, and some things, there's some things you guys have to now cut down on. Like now we're seeing each other. Now you know you have me. So what are you afraid of? You don't expect me to be there. You discuss it through, baby. I know you love me. I know you want me to be here with you at all times, but I gotta go to work. I've got to have some little privacy when it comes to me hanging out with friends, and you always know I'm going to. If your wife says, okay, fine, it's good by me, good. If your wife says, no, I'm not comfortable with it, you have to find a resolve. You guys have to find a resolve. She can tell you, okay, you know what? Why don't your friends come over to the house? I'm okay with that. I rather have your friends come over to the house. Same with me. When my friends,
it's compromise. It's not compromise. It's just finding a common ground.
A common ground.
And the
yes.
thing is,
And if I need to
clear.
go out, exactly. If I need to go out with my friends or my wife, because now we are one. So my friends should be her friends. Her friends should be my friends. I should be able to know her friends. I should be able to know my friends, as long as you have nothing to hide. But unless you have something to hide, then that's when there is a problem.
Exactly. And that's the when you the person, doesn't matter who, the man or the woman, is feeling that they have to hide something, then we have a problem.
That's what it is.
Then that couple has a problem.
Yes.
You know, I think there has to be that clarity and transparency when it comes to anything, and you know, going out, work, maybe, you know, especially with an online, you know, I mean, long distance relationship.
Yeah.
It's you have to have that transparency, and yes, having that, you know, instead of going out, come bring them to the house, you know. And I think that once the person, if you feel that you have to hide something from your partner or your husband or wife, then you've got a problem.
Exactly.
Because then, you know, that can keep going, and it can get bigger, because you plant just that little bit of, you know, I'm not going to tell her this, I'm not going to or him that, whatever, what I'm doing, then that can create
more rift.
You know, obviously. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's.
But baby, you know, there's one thing I want to say, and this is my wife. Now, let me give you guys an example. I and my wife had a really fallout. We had a heavy fallout one of the times. Baby, sorry, I'm bringing this up. I know you didn't see this coming. We had a heavy fallout, and it led to the point that we had to start saying hurtful words. Not cursing. We didn't curse each other, but we're saying hurtful words. Like words that we know that to us, to you, it might be nothing, but to us, it's hurtful. And my ego got up, my adrenaline got up, and hers got up. We're in the zone. Let me just say that. We were in the zone. But one thing I realized is, at the end of the argument, because I love her and because I want my marriage to work, I had to think about it. Even though I knew I had a point, and she wasn't really listening to me, and she was just driving her point home and trying to make it look like, man, this is what it is. As long as I'm concerned, this is what it is. I had to take my time to also look at it, even though I was hurt in the manner she presented it, you know. But what I'm saying is, if I didn't love her, I won't have time to resolve. And after we resolved, I spoke to her. Guess what? She said, I'm sorry. She admitted. And she was really sorry. And when I mean sorry, my wife was really sorry. I could tell. I know when she's really sorry. And I felt bad too that I had to raise my voice at her. But the point is, it took us a short while to really resolve this issue. And then when we did finally, we don't need somebody to come. We don't need to call a shrink to come and advise us on what is right and wrong. So instead, what I do now is, when I want to before I do anything, I let her know. I tell her, this is what I have to do. I've told myself that next time I'm gonna do this particular thing, I'm gonna tell her ahead of time. Listen, this is what's going on. This is what's going on, so that she doesn't feel like, okay, yeah, I'm making decisions and probably I'm not considering her side of the opinion or her own opinion. You know, it's not about the situation. It's about considering your partner's opinion, understanding that
because you won.
Yeah, not because I'm wrong or I'm right, because they too want to have a say. Because it's a union of two people, not just me. So even when my manly ego plays out, I have to find a common ground to make sure that her opinion comes in, mine comes in, and we balance everything off, and it works out for both parties. That way, even if we're having any crisis, it can't be on that issue anymore.
Yeah. And one thing, my love, just wanted to add is when you as a couple are going through these things, you know, fighting and arguments and disagreements, whatever, never get third people involved. Don't get friends, don't get family.
I learned that too, you know. I learned that too over time.
Yeah.
I'm always close to say, you know what, baby, maybe two of us, we don't want to listen to each other. Why don't we just talk to mom and talk to dad?
And we have. We've been, you know, but then we have to come back. It's like, well, no, this is between me and my husband.
And
I was taught, my mom, well, my parents taught me is that if you have a problem with your husband or if you have a problem with your wife, it's just you and your wife, you and your husband.
Exactly.
Because you start bringing third parties in, and even if, like, for example, I didn't tell my husband that I spoke to my best friend and see what she says, which, well, no, because the thing is that best friend, even though your husband doesn't know that you've spoken to her or not, that best friend's opinion is going to start eating away, and then you're going to start looking bad at your husband.
Sure.
So never, ever share your problems or anything like that to any, you know, to any third party. Friend, doesn't matter if they're best friends, parents, siblings. No. Like for example, I've got, I won't include my younger brother because he's not married, but I'll my older siblings, I've never known if they've ever had problems. I don't know.
Exactly.
Because my sisters and my brother don't share those things, because obviously they know that if they have a situation and they're going to fix it with their husband or their wife. And it's the same with my parents. So that's how I was brought up. So I think that is the best advice that a couple can have, is that if you are having problems, you know, don't talk to people, because people are going to give you bad advice.
Exactly.
And the thing is, there's so many dangers.
Red cards,
you know, there's
red
so
flags.
many dangers.
Red cards, red flags.
Exactly. There's so many dangers. And we could keep going on all these dangers that can happen. You know, but don't. Just sort it out yourselves.
Exactly.
And ladies, just apologize if you're wrong. My goodness.
Same with you, brothers. And everyone, thank you very much for this wonderful time. Thank you, my queen, my beautiful queen B, for another opportunity to be here.
I love you.
I love you, my baby. And remember one thing for sure. This is Real Talk Pods. We don't joke here. This is no joke. This is real talk. Thank you for being here with us once again. And we are going to be giving you guys more often exclusive. The truth is, we haven't really been doing so much of these videos because the previous ones we've done, we haven't gotten much reviews. We haven't had anyone commenting and saying things or giving us their own feedback, so that we can also keep moving further with more answers. So if we're coming in with new topics, it's like we're just, you know, letting go of the old ones. But you need to check. You guys need to go back and watch the previous video.
Like, share, follow.
Like, share. You don't know who you might be helping. You might be helping someone's marriage. You might be helping someone's home. So please make out time and watch these videos. We're not doing it for ourselves. These videos are not paying us. Trust me, it's not. But we're making out time to do this for everyone who is out there struggling. And we are more like the lab rats, even though we're not lab rats, we are lovers. But we are more like the lab rats right now. We're using ourselves from our experiences to help you out, to tell you how to overcome your challenges. When I hear people say, "Oh, I can't do this kind of relationship. No, it's hard to trust." You're wrong. You can even be with somebody your next door neighbor, and you guys are having an affair. The person might have a lot of secrets that you see that you would never know unless they tell you. So it boils down to transparency and communication. It boils down to understanding and knowing one's boundaries and knowing the things you should do to make the relationship work. As simple as that. It's as simple as that. So all I'm going to say right now is thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for for those of us who have been encouraging us, thank you for the subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, and please keep subscribing. Keep subscribing. Keep subscribing.
Share,
I love you guys, and share the live, please. Thank you so much. Once again, this is Real Talk Pause with M and B. I am M,
and I'm B,
and we are happy to have you here. Have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. God bless you all.